September 16, 2020, India recorded 97,859 cases of the Wuhan virus, its highest single-day count. India was just 2,000 short of 100,000, 1 lakh. The number was pointing at a long battle with the Wuhan virus. 6 months on, India has pulled off an impossible. India has cut short its tryst with the Wuhan virus, emerged as a pandemic success story. As we speak, daily cases in the country have dropped to nearly 17,000. Daily deaths down to less than 100. India has set an example, one that the whole world is now talking about, debating and writing papers on. How did the world's second most populous country tame the highly contagious virus? In contrast is the United States, the world's leading economy. Its population is less than half of India's. As we speak, the US is recording more than 66,000 daily cases. India's former colonizer, the Great Britain, has been colonized by a new strain. Fellow BRICS countries, Brazil, recording over 74,000 cases every day. South Africa, again, caught in the shackles of a new strain. How did India turn the tide? What exactly did it do? Well, not so long ago, India was being written off as a pandemic denier. It was being called a pandemic disaster. Today, the same India is standing tall as a pandemic success story. What did India do? It drew on its past experiences, identified and leveraged its current strengths, and set a goal for a safe future. India's success lies in its policies. And I'm not saying this. Take a look at this paper. It is on the India example. This paper is co-authored by Yanir Bar-Yam. He's a top American scientist. He specializes in quantitative analysis of pandemic. Bar-Yam writes about how India worked on its strengths and what worked in India's favor. We'll talk about the strengths first. Number one is lockdown and zoning.
आज रात 12 बजे से संपूर्ण देश में संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन होने जा रहा है.
A quick flashback. India announced a nationwide lockdown on the 24th of March 2020. Schools, colleges, transport, religious events, everything was shut. This was one of the earliest and strictest lockdowns in the world. Experts are now calling it the most effective step taken by the government. Fast forward 1 year, it is March 2021, and India is in no hurry to reopen. In May 2020, the entire country was divided into 3 types of zones: red, orange, green. No activity was allowed in red zones. Near about normal activities were allowed in green zones. We are now 1 year into the pandemic. In the US, states like Texas are announcing an end to all restrictions and declaring masks redundant. India, though, is in no hurry. It is also not shy of reimposing lockdowns when needed. Take Maharashtra, for example. Slow and steady wins the race, they say. We all learned this in school, and India today is walking this policy. And it is working. Here's what else is. Travel restrictions. India has not been tempted to cash in on tourism or use travel to revive the economy. Travel is still restricted and regulated in the country. Negative RT-PCR tests are required for entering certain states and union territories. As for international arrivals, RT-PCR test report and quarantine are mandatory. Strength number 3, immediate isolation and contact tracing. Those testing positive for the Wuhan virus in India are immediately isolated. Their primary contacts are quarantined. In case of a cluster outbreak, the whole area or a building or a site is sealed. These measures have been criticized. They've been called too strict. They have now proven to be exemplary. Here's what else has. School closures. For most of 2020, all Indian schools and colleges were shut. As we speak, India's reopening strategy is being chalked out extremely carefully. While schools around the world have reopened, India is still moving slowly towards classroom learning. Then we come to industry. India Inc. responded to the needs of the pandemic like never before. Within a year, India moved from producing no high-end masks to supplying high-end masks to the world. Look at the production of PPEs, or personal protective equipment. When the pandemic struck, 0. Today, India produces the second highest number of PPEs. India also worked on its testing capacity. In the beginning of the pandemic, India had just 1 lab that was capable of doing RT-PCR tests for the Wuhan virus. Today, it has 2,300 such labs. Building capacity has been coupled with creating awareness. Now, when you call someone In India, on the cell phone, instead of a ringtone, you hear cautionary messages in the voice of a Bollywood legend.
नमस्कार, हमारा देश और पूरा विश्व आज कोविड-19 की चुनौती का सामना कर रहा है।
Most people will tell you it's irritating. Numbers will tell you it's working. Let's talk about the most intriguing case study from India, Dharavi. This is one of Asia's largest slums, home to 1 million people. They live in an area of just about 2.1 square kilometers. Dharavi was called a ticking time bomb, a cluster ready to explode. Well, India diffused that threat. Nearly 400,000 people were screened from this slum. 400,000. The same template was applied to other high-density areas and slums. Speaking of templates, India did not blindly follow the systems put in place by any other country. India took into account its strengths and challenges and created a template of its own. Look at India's vaccine story, for example. India is running the world's largest vaccination program. It is being driven by two made-in-India vaccines, Oxford AstraZeneca's Covishield and Bharat Biotech's Covaxin. The latter's emergency authorization was questioned, criticized. Today, Covaxin has proven 81% effective. That's its efficacy rate. As we speak, more than 16 million Indians have either been vaccinated or have received at least one dose of the vaccine. India is vaccinating its population for free. Those who want to pay can get a jab for 150 rupees. In most countries, the cost goes up to 2,000 rupees. India is also battling vaccine hesitancy. Instead of engaging in vaccine politics, Indian leadership is leading the vaccination drive from the front. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took a jab in public. Experts give the credit of India's success to the country's policymakers. There are also some other factors that worked in favor of India. I'm referring to this paper again, and here is what it says. Here's what the experts list. Number one, India's experience with past pandemics. This is not the first time that India is recording lesser cases than other countries. The paper says history also reveals India's ability to largely restrict pandemics or epidemics to one or few geographical areas only. Number two, only 30% of India lives in urban areas. This, experts say, may have worked in the country's favor. How? By limiting travel and community transmission. Number three, staying at home worked for India. Estimates say 86% of Indian households never take a trip. Under any other context, this number may look sad, but it worked wonders during the pandemic. And now that you know the key to India's success, what can the world learn from it? Well, take the pandemic seriously. For starters, you cannot force normalcy. You need to have patience. You need to give time, chalk out policies that work for you, and implement them despite the hurdles. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.